Shalom, Pastor coming back at you with this truth, giving all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua B'Shem Kakwadash. And this is another GMS in transit, and I'm going to entitle this one, You May Wind Up Homeless. Straight and forward, point blank period. This is all surrounding the COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever you want to call it, the great plague in America. They're talking about little by little, slowly but surely, they're opening the states up. And pretty soon, I'll say 2 weeks. 2 weeks or so, they'll be opening up all the states, but we'll see what's going to happen. Anyway, after that, they want to test. They keep talking about testing the whole country. You know, there's 300 and more. I'll say about 330 to 350 million people in America. And so their plan is to test everybody, because they got to know whether you got, you know, you had I'm jumping the gun here, whether you had the COVID-19 and you built up an immunity to it. And they may say, well, oh, you built up an immunity, we can use your blood plasma to heal other people. So they want everybody in the system, in that hospital system, whatever you want to call it, scientific system. So, you know, if you had it and you built up an immunity, you know, you can save other people. Like Dr. Robert Neville, you know, he was immune to it, you know, so they, you know. Anyway, I don't know how many of you are planning on taking a test. I ain't planning on taking no goddamn test. But they want to test everybody. They keep saying it. They want to test everybody. We don't know what the test consists of. We don't know if they're going to give you the coronavirus. You know, going back to the history of Jake, you know, especially like the Tuskegee experiment, they basically told Jake that they were helping him, and they really injected him with the syphilis and didn't help them, and saw what happened. They, you know, a lot of them died. I don't know if all of them died. I got to go back to this whole story. And they had a nurse, I call it a black nurse, ratchet. This Uncle Tom, this Aunt Thomasina bitch, you know, spoke to, she was doing the bidding of the devil, you know, and she got Jake to, you know, go be a part of the experiment, and didn't tell them that they were getting hit with the syphilis, and we're not going to cure you, we're just going to see what's going to happen to you, because you're a bunch of Negroes anyway, because you ain't worth shit, and they're going to have to pay for that too. But, so as far as the tests go, I don't know how long before they officially start testing everybody, but they will start with groups of the police. They will start with classes, the police, nurses. I don't know if you saw the video with Bishop Nate, IUIC, I think it was events or whatever, that this one woman that is a part of IUIC, obviously, she ran to Big Papa Nate, and that's how she ran to her. She didn't know what to do, because she was confronted with the fact, you know, you're going to have to get tested, and you're going to have to get this vaccine down the line. So she didn't know what to do. She ran to Bishop Nate, and he said, there ain't nothing. Basically, he said, you know, no, you can go ahead and get a vaccine. So that put her at ease. So guess what? I don't think she's going to quit the school or the IUIC. You know, she's going to most likely take it. And he said, no, well, I took vaccines when I went to Africa, the yellow fever vaccine. I took that. But you read the the symptoms of that, man, I would have said bye-bye to Africa. I said, nope, I'll stay on YouTube, and African people can get me that way. So they're going to definitely have a big testing campaign to get everyone in America, man, woman, child, infant, dog, cat, parakeet, to get tested and get that vaccine, because Esau really loves us, right? The scriptures say in the Apocrypha, never trust thine enemy. And I ain't gonna trust him for nothing, man. All of a sudden he's so concerned about the Israelites now. Oh, fuck that shit, man. Excuse my Swedish. But anyway, let's say you don't take the test. You hold out for 6 months, and it comes down to the line where 3 months from now, 6 months from now, whatever, 9 months from now, you the last couple of people, you were one of the last couple of people that didn't take that test. Because they're going to break it up into counties and cities, states, counties, cities, with your leaders, your aldermen, or your borough presidents, or your different officials. So one way or another, you're going to be confronted with being tested, and you don't know what they're going to do. They can say this guy's in perfect good health, but guess what? He's one of them Israelites. You know what? He got COVID-19. We got to lock his ass up. He got it bad too. So now you might say, man, I ain't doing that motherfucking test thing. And guess what? Now they might let you go, and they might say, well, you can't go to certain stores and you can't go to this. Then there'll be a point where they have the vaccinations. Vaccinations, you got to take the vaccination. We're going to give everybody the vaccination and make sure you're covered. Even if you were found negative as far as the test is concerned. You don't have COVID, but you can get it down the line. Remember, it's invisible, man. As Dr. Robert Neville said, what did he say? It's damn. What word did he use? Damn, what was the goddamn word? And I asked Apostle Ryan, I'll have to look it up. Elegant. I think he said elegant. Elegant. So you're thinking of like a lady dressed up nice, holding a champagne glass with 2 fingers. So I said, well, look that up. You looked it up, and it has something to do with it's tricky. And one of the definitions is, you can look it up yourself. It's tricky. It's hard to find a cure for the cure that Dr. Robert Neville's in I Am Legend put together. He found out that the vaccine was very tricky, elegant. So it's the same with this. So they're saying the same thing with this here. They're saying this right here, it's invisible, you can't smell it, you can't touch it, you don't know if you got it, you're asic, you can be asic, asymptomatic. But anyway, their next step is to give you a vaccine. And right now when you hear the word vaccine, a lot of people are saying, well, the chip, that believe in the chip is in the vaccine. I don't believe the chip is in the vaccine. They could put the chip in this vaccine. I believe that there's going to be a vaccine, or maybe a series of vaccines, but eventually that's going to get you in a herd mentality. Look that word up. Herd mentality. And eventually you're going to get used to lining up, getting tests, getting vaccines, getting this, getting that, getting checkups. And then eventually the last thing they're gonna hit you with is that chip, because that ultimately is about tracking any damn way. Because remember, you may get it. Remember, you can be immune to it 1 week, and then 2 weeks from now, the corona's gonna get you. So now I don't know if they're gonna you know, take you off the grid because you resist the test, or they're going to take you off the grid because you didn't want to take the vaccines, or ultimately, when you don't take the chip, you say, I'm not taking the chip. I'm not taking the microchip. You might tell them that's a mark of the beast. Which these devils know that it's the mark of the beast. They know that they're the beast. And they know that they're going to implement the mark, which is the microchip, the charagma, which goes to the word charax. So what they're going to do, ultimately, they're going to say, well, you know what? You're out of the system. You're off the grid. So they might say, good luck. You can't use money. You can't use paper money because they're going to get the money system is going to be based upon a blockchain system. You know, a cryptocurrency. So in order for you to be able to buy and sell, you would have to be connected to the cryptocurrency, to the blockchain currency. That's what's being talked of. That's the new money. It's going to be crypto, cryptocurrency. That's why it says in Revelation, the 13th chapter, it started the 15th verse, the 16th verse, 17th verse, 18th verse. It's based upon the 18th verse that is based upon the number 666, 606. And no one can buy or sell. They said, well, it said that everyone will receive that mark, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So the politicians are going to actually take it. And they'll probably have actors and actresses and athletes showing that they're going to take that chip. And it's already big in Sweden. It's already big in Sweden. A number about, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 5,000 got it, maybe more. And if you notice, they didn't have to shelter in place. The authorities said go out and eat, no social distances. But then I said, well, wait a minute. Then that's probably mean because they already got the chip, so they can pretty much track them anyway. So coming back to the scripture, it says small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. If you're in the prison system, you're gonna get that chip. If you're a rich man, a CEO, you're gonna get that chip. If you're the governor, you're gonna get that chip. If you drive a bus for a living, you're gonna get that chip. If you're a police officer, you're gonna get that chip. The military is gonna get that chip. And I heard that they already given them the chip. So, that's Revelation. That's Revelation, the 13th chapter, and right in your face. And you still got knuckleheads among Israel that still teach that the mark of the beast is an embargo in Christianity. They're gonna wake up. They're gonna wake up, man. And if they don't wake up, hopefully their zombie followers would eventually come off of that zombie curse and leave them. But for the ones of you that know that this is definitely the mark of the beast in Revelation the 13th chapter, you're eventually gonna be off the grid. So you can't. But they're gonna take. You got a car, register a car. Well, you gotta be. You're part of the system to drive that car. You can't buy gas. You can't do work on the car because you don't have no money. Because their paper money will be obsolete. So it behooves you to look at homeless people in your neighborhood, see how they live. You might want to interview them. How hard is it? You may want to invest in a tent and a hobo stove, and live off the grid. Be homeless. You're so dated. So you're gonna literally be living day to day. When you're gonna get your next shower? When you're gonna get your next meal? So this is the reality. And the ones of you, it says in Matthew's 24, woe to them that give suck in those days. That's talking about 70 AD, when they had to escape the onslaught of the Romans led by Titus. Really, it was led by the Alexander Tiberius, Julius Tiberius Alexander, which was a Jake. They knew he was a Jake. They knew he was an Israelite out of Alexandria, Egypt. And he was brought up from a child as an Israelite. But guess what? He liked the Edomites, man. He liked that Roman privilege, man. So he was a Sambo, a sellout, an Uncle Tom. Now he'd probably be back here today. He's probably one of them key Jakes right now that has a high position in this system. So, you know, you got to get in the mindset of, I'm going to be homeless. Oh, think about that movie, Demolition Man. If I can get a hold of that movie, I can get it. You can watch that movie. That's called predictive programming. And I believe that movie came out in '96, if I'm not mistaken. So we're talking over 20 years. And that's called predictive programming. Look up predictive programming. You had the people on top, and they were all chipped. They showed you they were microchipped. And then you had the people underground. You had the people that were off the grid. And they were eating rat burgers and stuff. Now in the movie they showed you, they went out to do some fine dining. They went to Taco Bell. Because the only restaurants that are going to be, that's going to stay open are these major multi-million-dollar chain restaurants, which will be a fine dining, man. Because all your mom and pop stores, they're not going to be able to come back. They're not going to be able to come back. Some of them will come back, but ultimately, you're going to have the Walmarts, the Amazons, the Targets, these major stores, chain stores that you know that are backed by billions of dollars. They're gonna be the only ones left. And when you buy something, as I said, you're gonna have to use the microchip that's in your hand. So hey, you brothers out there that got women and children, guess what? Don't be surprised if your woman sneak out and get that chip. You know, she'll say shalom and Yahweh Shemartha and all that good stuff. But when that time comes where she can't eat, she don't know if she's gonna eat the next day. She don't know where she's gonna get her hair did, her nails done. Can't watch, you ain't got no cable no more, and you're facing the fact that you're gonna be homeless. She's like, I ain't an Israelite no more. She gonna sneak this is just a scenario. She gonna sneak herself and her children, your children, and they're gonna get the chip, and you're gonna try to hide it, man. They're gonna come and get your ass and take you out the house pursuant to 2nd Ezra 16th chapter, around about the 70th verse on down. It said they shall be like madmen sparing none, yet spoiling and destroying them that fear the Lord. Then it shall be known who are my chosen, and they shall cast them out of their houses. You know? So just think about that, man. Invest in a tent, a good durable tent. Get a lot of beef jerky, turkey jerky. You'll get a lot of non-perishable stuff. Get you a hobo stove or a rocket stove, and be ready to deal with the elements, because that's what's going to happen. You know, at least the Most High preserve us. So we don't know what's going to happen, but that's a scenario that you got to deal with, man. This is you welcome. Hey, with the Morpheus. Morpheus means change. To Neo, which is new, he said, welcome to the real world. So if you find yourself under a goddamn bridge in a tunnel some goddamn where, cooking up some beefs. So you gotta get your mind right. You gotta get your mindset right for this thing that we gotta go through, man. And then when this happens, if it goes that far and the Most High puts us on that level where we're homeless and separated, you gotta stand strong, man. Even if your woman goes ahead and get that chip, and sneak around and get her children to get the chip. You know? So get into that mindset, because you want to get beamed up, you don't take that chip. And these other Israelites, these Johnny come lately Israelites, a lot of them they'll get the message, you know. But anyway, only time will tell. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom and on to the next one. Shalom.